Have you given much thought to how you would evacuate your family in the event of an emergency? And what kind of emergency would that be? Stick with me and I'll show you an easy way to create and implement your evacuation plan. Hi, this is Vicki with the 411. We're back with our week 19 of our 52-week Emergency Preparedness Challenge. Again, I want to thank all of you that are following me so far. I have 499 subscribers, waiting for that 500 one. That's been my first benchmark. So subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends and let's get that rolling and let's get on this journey for emergency preparedness. So I also have a newsletter that comes out the first of every month. There's a link in the descriptions on where you can sign up to get my monthly newsletter, where you'll get the whole month of our evacuation plan at a time. Still want you to follow me every week and take this journey with me. But if you want to get a sneak peek and be able to maybe pick up things when they're on sale, if you know it's something coming up, the newsletter would be a great way to get that information. So week 19, here we go. 20 pounds of sugar and 20 pounds of flour. Now I like these bags. Ooh, and I like to put about 10 pounds of flour or sugar or rice, whatever I need to, in these nice little bags. I'll put the link to this in the description. They just store well. They sit up straight and they do real well. I also use jars that I had on hand. This is like a half-gallon jar, and you can seal them. Be sure and put your label on them. And I use the little sealers like this that's a battery operated, sucks the air out of the jar, seals the lid, and it's rechargeable, and it can do both wide mouth and regular mouth jars. So that's just two of the ways that I like to store my products like that, because then I don't have to worry about them putting them in a tub where bugs and rodents aren't going to get to it. So anyway, 20 pounds of sugar, 20 pounds of flour for this week in our food. For our household items, it is telling us to get 2 boxes of nitrate gloves. And I got a pretty good sized box. This has 200 gloves. If I go through 200 gloves in my lifetime, I've got a problem. But I think I found these like at Sam's Club or something like that. But I did take a few of these out and put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in my 72-hour survival kit. So just in case I have to evacuate with just that, I have some gloves to protect me if it's just sanitation or dirt or whatever, mud and muck. I just want to be able to protect your hands from germs. So 2 boxes, or like I said, I've got one huge box. Excuse me. In our 72-hour survival kit this week, we are doing, it says to take 4 little trash bags, and you can use like the small bathroom trash can size bags. You can use doggy poo bags, or a good size bag to just store, just in case you have to, for sanitation needs, you have to, throw things away. You just want to have somebody able to bags that you can just throw away and use, So put about four or more of those just in a little Ziploc bag in your 72-hour survival kit. I will tell you this, coming up soon, we are going to go through our kit and see what all we have so far. And that'll kind of give you a chance to see, are you on task? Are you keeping up with what we need for our 72-hour survival backpack? So that's going to be a fun one. Okay, for our emergency money, we are adding $19 in this week. And y'all, we are starting to get a little accumulation of money here. So $19 this week, and get that up to date. And like I said, we're starting to make a substantial amount of money they're saving. All right, here's what I'm anxious to share with you today. Under our family prep, it says to create an evacuation plan for your family. And this is what I did. I took a rough drawing of the floor plan of my house, very rough, not to scale, but it's a very rough draft. Shows where all of my exits to the outdoors are, exits out of the house. I have them all marked, have all my rooms marked. And then I want you to take your family, especially if you have small children, and pretend my family room has a fireplace. I'm going to pretend that my fireplace has sparks have flown out and the carpet's now on fire. Where do the kids go that are in these two back bedrooms? How are they going to evacuate? You want to take you a Sharpie, I mean, not a Sharpie, but a dry erase marker, and line it out for them. Say, okay, we are going to go, went too far. We are going to go out the front door and out. That's the best evacuation plan for these kids in that back bedroom, if that's where your children are. If you're in the front bedroom, you're going to go out this way, out through the garage and out that way. And then you can erase that and practice doing it. I laminated this sheet so that it is removable. And then I'm going to move this thing. Let's say something in the kitchen's on fire. Possibly the same route, but if something, let's say I had something going on in the dining room and they're not going to be able to get out this door, they need to know that they can go out this way and get out through this door, that they can go out and get out this door. And just find the quickest door out of the house. And then remember too, that you need to find a location off toward the end of your property, someplace that family can meet up to say, hey, we're safe, okay? And everybody's present and accounted for. But practice that with your family once a month and post this somewhere so that they're familiar with where they are and where the exits are. And then the last thing on our challenge this week is the water. Again, we're adding $10 more to our barrel fund. We're going to have some money up here to buy us a barrel here shortly. But $10 more in your barrel fund and 2 more gallons of water per person in your family, and you're done. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, share, like, sign up for the newsletter if you'd like to have it. Thanks again so much for watching and following me. This has been so fun so far, and I hope you're enjoying it and you're feeling a little more peace in your life because you're becoming better prepared each week as we go along. Thanks again for watching.